if you haven't had enough of us, or if you have, I know you've had enough of me, but if you haven't had enough of events happening at OTJ, guess what? We've got another one coming up on February 4th. This all came out of a post that Susan made, where she was just talking about some things that she had done in the classroom. And I think it struck a bit of a resonant chord with people. Susan, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about that post that you made and what inspired you to do that, but go ahead.
Sure. Well, first I should say, beware of what you post on OTJ, because you can make it ask to do something bigger as a follow-up. No, it was an innocuous post. We're at the end of the semester and I'm getting back survey results from students, and I'm noticing patterns that I hadn't seen before. And I thought, gosh, what am I doing differently now that I wasn't doing 3 years ago, let's say? And I started implementing small changes. I started making some small changes in my classroom. I was basically, when I posted that, I was thinking about accessibility things, a lot of stuff that I've learned from our members through OTJ presentations, a lot of things about making materials accessible to different types of learners and learners with different types of abilities. And that's been really effective for me. Those are small changes that didn't cost me a lot of time or effort. And yet, I feel like my students are getting a lot more out of the class because of them. Then after you said, hey, that's a really great idea. Small changes, big impact. Wow, we can make something out of this. We can make an event out of this. I wonder what everyone else is doing. And it's kind of forced me to think a little bit more deeply about some other things that I've been doing. So I'm not actually going to be talking about accessibility in my content. I'm going to be talking about some other things, some other small changes I've made that have had a huge impact, I think, in my classroom. So yeah, it all came out of a Facebook post. What?
Isn't it scary?
It is.
my entire career came out of a few Facebook posts. I too have an experience with small changes and big impacts, although in my case, it might have been a big change with, of course, an incredibly big impact. One of them was how I learned how to use LMSs. And who do I have to thank for that but Adam Jenkins himself, for giving me a big hand in when I got my feet wet with Moodle, he made sure I didn't drown. So thank you to him. And of course, if I'm going to try to do anything on OTJ as an event, I need his technical expertise. And guess what his technical expertise produced? Well, this. Yet another website where we're going to be centering all of our efforts. And Adam, I don't know if you want to take people through this, but this is basically what we did at BTG, right?
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, same system. So we're inviting everybody to come over to this website. We'll put links around somewhere, and also there's the actual website itself is SCBI, for small changes, big impacts, .onlineteachingjapan.com. And you can also find links to that on the main OTJ page, onlineteachingjapan.com. And yeah, so we've got the page there. It's got a fakey fake face button there. The fakey fake face button on I can't even say that now.
But you can write it real good.
On February 4th, the fakey fake face button will be the button that you use to join the Zoom meeting. I thought I'd keep it memorable, if not pronounceable. But anyway, below that at the moment, you also have a couple of links there for if you're log in, then you can edit or view your proposals that you've already made, if you've already made one. Or you go to our CFP right there, and that'll explain how to log in, things like that, and submit a proposal. If you just click on submit a proposal, essentially the system should guide you straight through the process.
The only thing, sorry.
Oh, the only thing
that people might be wondering about is this idea of a track. So that's explained in the upper paragraphs. We have 2 tracks. One is for small changes, big impacts type presentation. And the other one, it comes from an acronym that Helen came up with, right, Adam?
Yeah. We actually, when we thought, oh, this sounds like a good idea, we took it to the bar, which is where you take all good ideas. And Helen Hanaya was there, and she said, well, sometimes it's big effort, no impact. We thought that is perfect. So we
Perfect.
decided we're definitely adding that one on too. And I mean, we really do love the idea that, you know, sometimes people have things where they put in a big effort and it didn't have an impact, and then people never talk about that anymore.
Mm.
So here's the place
Mhm.
to air your grievances and get out that what is it, the Festivus pole or something, and
Yeah.
go around
Yeah.
the Festivus pole and air those grievances of Benny's.
And if nothing else,
Right.
and if you talk about how you did something and it didn't turn out the way you had planned, OTJ is all about the community coming together and being able to talk with each other, as we saw tonight. And maybe somebody will inspire you with something that you can try differently for the thing that you did, or you'll hear about a story and you'll go, hey, I want to try that because he said I should try this. There's also this
Mhm.
all sorts of magic that comes out of just getting people to talk to each other, especially teachers. They just love talking. No, you
But
can,
let's talk about, yeah, let's talk about magic for a second. That's the magic word here. The magic of these sessions is that they are short. They are only 20 minutes. So it's kind of like it's kind of the idea of the pechakucha presentations, where you only have a very limited amount of time for each slide and a total number of slide limit. We're not limiting slides or anything like that, but we're limiting each presenter to 20 minutes. And I know that's not very long, especially with long-winded academics like us. We can go forever. We can go for hours, and we do go for hours every day. But you're limited to 20 minutes, which means you really need to distill an idea, one idea, or maybe a couple of small ideas that you can make very compact into 20 minutes. You will be cut off. You will not be given extra time, extra credit, anything.
Yep.
20 minutes only, and the presentation has to be finished. Now, you can use the 20 minutes any way you want. So you can choose to present for 20 minutes, or you can present for maybe 10 minutes and then have a sort of, you know, communication time, Q&A, whatever. What do you guys think? Has anybody tried this? You know, there can be some back and forth. You can co-present if there's somebody that you want to present with. So you're really flexible with your 20 minutes, but the 20-minute time limit is not flexible.
This is all very moosey. If you guys all remember what we did back at OTJSS 20 and 21, the only difference this time, because there are going to be, we think the possibility that somebody will say, well, I did this with an LMS and it worked great. And then another person, well, I did this with an LMS and it worked great. Now, the only thing where we might put our finger in the pie is the idea that, well, actually, that topic is already going to be touched on. Thanks for the proposal, but you might want to think about changing it to something else. That's the only place where we might put the finger in the pie.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a question for me, actually, because I'm new to all of this organizational sort of thing. So when people upload their proposals and they're approved and they're put in the schedule, I'm assuming that everyone can see those right away, and that's going to be an ongoing process as people make proposals. That we're going to be able to see them right away, so that we can sort of adjust our own proposal. Is that correct?
Yeah, gradually as the schedule gets filled up, we'll be sticking them
Yeah.
into the schedule and publishing a newer and newer versions of the schedule.
Right.
So one of the things is, if you see that, you know, if you say, oh, I've only got the 20 minutes between 11:40 and midday, those are the only 20 minutes I've got in the entire day, and it's already taken. Yeah, if it's already taken, it's already taken. You can
Sorry.
person and try to negotiate, but otherwise it's already taken.
Maybe
Right.
you can junk in for it with the person who had it before you. Otherwise, what are we going to do? Right. Yeah, sorry about that. That's just the way the moose crumbles. The moose falls. The moose headbutts your truck. I don't.
Eagles on the end of the spoon.
I don't know. I think this could be really fun, though, you guys. I think it could be super, super fun. Just a way to quickly share really useful or really not useful things that we can do to create some change in our classrooms and sort of mix things up and try new things. It's kind of a smorgasbord of ideas, a cornucopia of ideas. I'm really excited. It's going to be great.
I don't think I've said the word cornucopia for like maybe a decade or so. There, I just said it, so I feel much better. Okay, so everybody out there, check out the website. It is scbi.onlineteachingjapan.com. Think about what you want to do for proposal. Hit the page. If you have any problems with it, you can talk to one of us, but it should be fairly straightforward. And hope to see you there. Hope to see you presenting there. And I think it's going to be fun, like Susan said. Okay.
Good luck
Yay,
completing
fantastic.
Whamageddon.
Yes, we're waiting to hear from you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.